Hello, Scott here. Hope you're going well. This is my second time recording this because I stuffed up the first one. So let's go again. Okay, there's a few things. Obviously, the big news last night was well, it wasn't really big news, but it certainly rocked the market, whatever happened, and it affected pretty much all the currencies. So hopefully you weren't in the trade at that time. Just be aware of when the news is due, and even don't trade immediately before or immediately after the news, unless that's your thing. And yeah, just be aware when the news is going to come out, and when it's inflation related or CPI and that kind of stuff, then that often affects other currencies as well, especially if it's the US dollar. That's what happened last night. We had some big moves, which didn't really account for very much. But everyone who was in a position probably got shaken out. Certainly doing day trading. Okay, so let's go into what we do have today. There's a few things I'll cover that aren't that interesting, but well, they're interesting, but not a trade. But I'll get through to that. So Aussie Swiss. We'll start with Aussie Swiss. We have a pullback from this resistance level down to 30.50. Been hanging around here for quite a while, and yesterday we finally got some bullish action out of that zone. So look at the hourly chart, we can see we're going sideways, and then we have this big bullish move yesterday. We started before the news, and then the news came, and then it continued after the news. So the fibs line up well with the daily pivot. The 1 hour 4 hour 50 is just there as well. The daily 20 is also there, this thin red line. 4 hour 50 is this blue line, and the 1 hour 50, the red line, is catching up fast. So when the 1 hour 50 catches up, the price action pulls back, 4 hour 50 is there. That's a perfect looking CBO. Not the best of 4 hour breaks, but it's still there. So that's good. That's the 4 hour chart. That's the 1 hour. And yep, so we can put our stop behind the 618 and then trade it either up to the daily pivot R1 would be an obvious place. That's still 2%. That's good. Or you can take it much higher, maybe to these highs up here. So there's some good stuff on offer there. So I like that one. That's looking pretty good. Aussie yen. Now this is quite typical for all the yen pairs, I believe. So I'll go through a few of them just because they do look nice in some regards. But anyway, so on the daily chart we have some very bullish action, followed by still a very bullish day yesterday, and so the DDP would be up, but there's a big but. So on the 1 hour chart, we can see there's a big MACD divergence. Although we got a very strong bullish move yesterday, we do have a MACD divergence where the highs are lower, just a little bit lower than the previous high. So that is a bit of a warning. Does it mean it won't work out? No, it doesn't mean that, but the chances are less. So with a pip snatcher, which is what I'm looking at here, 1-to-1 pip snatcher, we want everything in our favour. 1 hour 50's got a long way to catch up, and yeah, so I won't trade that because of the MACD divergence. I'll get rid of that one. Okay, Aussie Kiwi, what do we have here? From day chart, we're stepping up, not really convincingly. A very bullish day yesterday. The last few times we've had a bullish day, we've had this one here, reversed, this one here, stalled, reversed, this one here, reversed. So it doesn't bode very well for a long trade in that regard. But the daily candle is very bullish. Now looking at the 1 hour chart, we can see that we're broken away from the 4 hour 50 and the 1 hour 50. Could be on for generally speaking, let's go back to how this trend has been going, or this price action. Messing around with the 4 hour 50 here, the blue line. And then it finally broke away, pulled back to the 4 hour 50, broke through, it's still hanging around, and it broke up long. So maybe this is a break up and it's going to continue. So for me, the pip snatcher is the best option. Could also try an ACBB, but probably pip snatcher is probably the best. They're pretty similar anyway, so the ACBB will be able to push your profit a little bit further. So if that pulls back, it's kind of heading up high at the moment, then that could be a nice quick Fibonacci 1-to-1. Okay, so we've got CAD yen. Well, the yen pair, focus to the daily 50, looking very bullish. We had 3 bullish days. We're hitting a level here, which could well be resistance with all these candles here sitting on that resistance level. Looking at the 1 hour chart, this is where it falls over for me. Fibonacci again is the obvious choice, or the only choice. And excuse me, 1 hour 50's got some catching up to do. Not too bad though, but this big MACD divergence for me means it's not worth the risk. It'll probably come down. It may well bounce off and just reach profit target, but it may not. So it's just, for me, for 1-to-1 trade, not worth it. Okay, look at euro yen, another yen pair. Again, a couple of really bullish days. In a level which could be some strong resistance. Looking at support here, resistance, resistance, resistance. So it could be a very strong resistance level again. And again, we've got, that's a bullish day yesterday, we do have a MACD divergence. So again, I'll pull that one away. Euro Kiwi. Okay, so we've pulled back to the daily 50, and then yesterday we had a bullish day. So hopefully we're looking for another bullish day long, rejecting this daily 50. And the hourly 50 kind of supports that, although it's probably passed by now. All the inches already happened, would have been around here. Fibs lined up pretty well, ignoring the noise of the last night's news. I'll say last night, for me it was last night, but and then that could be a nice little CVO long. That probably already happened by the time you see this video. Let's go pound Swiss. This is quite an interesting one. So we've got bounce off this support level, which seems pretty strong, major level there, almost touched it there. Bounced off it again, putting up towards the daily 50. Not much room, but enough for what I'm looking at. And here we can see the fibs line up pretty well. Depends when it pulls back. Pound Swiss, another 8. Ooh, how long we got? Yeah, another 7-8 hours till it provides an entry probably. Give that time for the 1 hour 50 to catch up. The 550 will catch up slowly, and be a nice little CVO. And let's take it up to either the R1 of the daily pivots. Again, we could do a pip snatch if we wanted to, although we would be trading through the daily 20, so be aware of that. And the advantage of the CVO is that you can have a tighter stop. And with using the R1, as that's an obvious level to be rejected, that still gives 2%. You could even push it if you were going up to the daily 50. But for the extra 0.5%, I wouldn't bother personally. That looks quite nice. Next to a yen pair, so very quickly, it's very similar to the other yen pairs. Bullish action, breaking through the daily 50. And again, a very bullish run, but again, MACD divergence. So I wouldn't have that for that reason. And 1 hour 50 is quite a long way behind, just catching up to do, blah, blah. And last one is dollar yen, which is very similar. So this one's not as good because we're still in the daily 50 zone kind of area. Although looking at this, it does look pretty good because the daily 50 is right at the pivot. So if it did pull back, then the 1 hour 50 catches up, quick wick through that, pull back, it could be a nice little setup. But again, I wouldn't take it because of this MACD divergence. For me, it's just not good enough. So there you go. Yeah, you found that useful. So watch out for news. There's some more news later. The rest of the week's got on and off news. And there's some more dollar news today and some more pound news as well. Keep an eye on your Forex factory calendar for the news so you can avoid it. I wish you all the best. If you want some free training, see what we do here at ProTrader, scottprotrader.com, and get some free training and see what we do, and then you can come and join us if you want to. I wish you all the best. I will see you tomorrow in the markets. Okay, speak to you later. Bye-bye.